Hello everyone, my name is Christopher and today I'm starting the online drawing course Drawabox.com. The nib. Drawabox. Okay, so what is Drawabox? It's an exercise-based approach to learning the fundamentals of construction drawing. Maybe you've heard the term construction drawing before. The idea is that you can build up complex forms, like say a car, using simple geometric forms such as boxes and cylinders. And the reason you want to do this is that drawing a car correctly in perspective is kind of hard. But drawing a bunch of boxes, not so hard. Who is Drawabox for? There are no real prerequisites, so I would say it's perfect for beginners. But I hope at least it's good for people like myself as well, who have been drawing for a while, but our construction drawing skills are not all they could be. Maybe you've heard people say, oh, you need to focus on the fundamentals. Well, drawing boxes in perspective is pretty much as fundamental as it's going to get. So I'll be uploading my progress in this course during the coming weeks. Make sure to push the subscribe button below and push the bell button as well, so you'll get notifications when new episodes come out. I really hope that you guys will join me on this box drawing, construction drawing adventure. Let's start with the fun stuff, tools. The most important tools for these lessons is the 0.5mm fine liner. And I've got a bunch of them here. Let's go with this one. Of course we need the paper. I'm using plain A4 printer paper. I've found that this paper actually works really well when doing these lessons. First of all, it's cheap, so you won't be so precious and nervous about screwing up. Second of all, I've used papers that have a bit more texture to them before, such as the ones you would use for pencil drawing, and I found that the nib of the fine liner can actually get a bit stuck when you have more of a texture. It's a bit difficult to get those really precise lines unless the paper has this smooth surface. Okay, so one more thing that's covered in lesson 0 is that we shouldn't draw from our wrist. When we're writing, we're mostly using the wrist, as you can see like this. And the tendency is to want to do the same thing when we draw. However, that doesn't work really well because of the limited range of motion of the wrist. Let's try to draw a straight line using only the wrist. So I'll lock the rest of my arm in place and I'll try to draw as straight a line as I can. Not very straight, right? And again, this is because the wrist can only move around this joint. Okay, so how should you do it? So this time I'll do it differently. I'll involve my shoulder and my elbow while drawing. Much better, right? Way straighter than the other one. Lesson 1 is called Superimposed lines, and what it means is we'll be drawing a straight line using a ruler, and then we'll try to replicate that line freehand. Okay, first of all, grab our ruler, and first we'll make a short line, a couple of inches or centimeters in my case, like this. And then, starting from here, we try to replicate the line as close as we can, freehand. And you do this a couple of times, 8 times to be precise, and try to get it as close to the original as possible. You don't want to be going too fast, but not too slow either. If you're going too slow, your pen will likely start to wobble a little bit as your brain tries to adjust the line. If you go too fast, you risk overshooting, so you get a lot of fraying at the ends like this. Start with this, then increase the length of the line double it, then maybe double it again, and then keep going like that until you have lines that cover almost the entire length of the paper. And then you can try doing some arcs, some waves, etc. Do 2 papers full of this and you're done. Okay, so I'll speed this up a little bit and I'll talk to you guys again after I'm done. A couple of things I realized while doing this. In the beginning, I think I gripped the pen way too hard. I was like, "Argh." While that's great exercise for your forearms, I think it makes the lines a bit more wobbly. So relax your hand. I think that's a good thing. Like, you don't need any pressure at all, basically, to get ink flowing out of the tip. It's very easy. The shorter lines were almost harder to do sometimes because you can't see the end. These longer lines were, well, hard as well, but it's easier if you can see where the line is supposed to end. Drawing. Okay, so the next exercise is called ghosting lines. And what that means is we'll be drawing lines between 2 points. So we won't be needing a ruler for this exercise. So what we do is we start by putting down 2 points like this. And then you practice drawing a line between these 2 points. And when you feel comfortable with drawing the line without missing a beat, you put the pen down and you make your mark. So we got the 2 points. Let's practice a bunch of times. Overshot by a little bit, but yeah, it gets better with practice. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I think my accuracy wasn't that good in the beginning. You can see I overshot this one, for example. Completely missed this one. I think I made the same mistake this time as I did last time. I kept gripping the pen too hard. I feel like my accuracy improved when I loosened up a little bit. So, like, you know, keep it loose, be relaxed, no need to tense your hand or your arm too much. Yeah, not much more to say. This was pretty fast and painless, I think. So on to the next exercise. This exercise is called ghosting planes, and it builds upon the ghosting lines exercise, except that now we will be building more complex forms out of our lines. And the way we do this is we put down 4 points instead of 2. And this can be any shape, basically. You don't need to try to make like a square or a rectangle or something. Just think of them as four different points. Then, using the same technique as before, we draw lines between them. Stopped short. It's hard to talk and draw at the same time. As before, remember that you can rotate the paper. I'm not doing this now in order not to confuse the camera too much. Okay, something like that. Then we intersect the plane, or cut it in half in fancy language, by drawing 2 more lines. Oops, okay, not great, but you get the point. One more. Okay. And then we intersect again. So we'll put down 2 points on either side of this cross. We make an intersection, and we do the same thing again, like that. Okay, there you have the basic exercise. So we'll just keep repeating this until we've filled 2 papers worth of these planes. Oh my god, guys, break. Yeah, this exercise is pretty tough. You can see I'm starting to fall apart with these ones already. I mean, what's going on here? Getting a bit better at ghosting. Like, you know, this one is pretty decent. Missed the mark here, otherwise, you know, over here, otherwise this one is pretty good. But yeah, biggest takeaway from this, wow, exhausting. Okay, that's it for this episode. Tune in next time for more line drawing. We'll be drawing ellipses, maybe even some boxes, who knows. See you later.